This is not a conventional topic that career guidance counselors go through with students, but I've gone through a turbulent teenage during my high school, secondary school years, and I also have background in psychology and sociology, so I have used some of these psychological concepts and practical application to create this material to help you to cope with stress. So first we have to understand why the stress exists. It actually serves a function. It is not just here to make your life miserable. If you have encountered any difficult situation before, you might have used any of these three behavioral responses. Some of us, or sometimes we have instinct to fight the threat. But if our body feels that we do not have the resources to fight, then we may run away or escape from it, which is flight. Sometimes, or some of us, we will freeze on the spot when we our brain shuts down, we do not know what to do, or we need a longer time to process what is happening and how to react to it. All these three are natural. None of them is the absolutely right or wrong way when you encounter a situation. If you have heard of Charles Darwin, who came up with the theory of evolution, you might know that in every culture, the emotions are more or less similar, and each emotion has a function to it. They serve a purpose. Just like stress, it kicks in when the situation needs us to respond in a way for our survival. We feel stressful when our body perceive that we do not have enough to handle what is happening in front of us, especially if there's time pressure. The different causes of stress could be from family. You might have a loss or something change in the situation, the circumstances, or you might be required to have caregiving duties. If you are in school or work, there could be many responsibilities that overwhelm you with the amount of load, or there could be transitions that are stressful. And personally, you might be encountering some health problems or have past trauma. So some people, they are highly sensitive. So you might have heard of the acronym HSP. You can do this simple quiz to find out whether if you are HSP, you could be more sensitive, more in tune, or with different environment stimuli. So you might tend to react stronger to it, or you might be affected by more things as compared to the other people or the average population. Before we go through the different coping methods, you can think of at the moment what is stressing you out the most. Is it exams, or it could be your CCA competitions, and how can you manage them? Our current Prime Minister,
It's
Mr.
not problem
Wong,
is most of
he has encouraged you to stop comparing yourself to other people, but take a look within you, how far you have come, how you have overcome past obstacles. You've done a good job to get to where you are today. You can watch this video online. So one of the things that we can start is how we perceive things that are within our ability to control it. So things that you are unable to control, like your external environment, other people's behaviors, ignore it. Then things that you're able to control, put more focus and attention. All of us have 24 hours. So spend your time and energy wisely. If you read somebody's social media post and you feel envy or you feel competitive after reading it, then you can choose to unfollow. Or if you do not want to affect the relationship with the person, you can change the settings to mute the particular individual, or you can choose to ignore what they have posted. Then you are able to set boundaries. So we go through each of them one by one. For seemingly impossible situations, there is always a way out. You have to be creative and see it from a different perspective. So just like this video, you can go to the Instagram page to find out more. What you see now, the plug is stuck under the leg of the table. The person managed to remove it without lifting up the table. He did some twisting and turning, untangled the cord, and managed to remove it. It's quite amazing. So please take a look at the video online. Okay, so if you feel overwhelmed or a lot of people are taking advantage of you, or you cannot give as much as you would like to each person, maybe take a look at some of the lines that you have to start setting to protect your own mental health and your energy. So this is a worksheet that you can use to help you break down what are the boundaries that you have to draw. If you like this worksheet, you can leave a comment. I'll send to you. Then things that are within your control are your thoughts and your actions. So take a look at this picture. How much do you think the spots are random? That means in no particular order, or are they targeted? That means they are purposely planned, intentionally planned. Looking at this can help us understand how our brain can assess the reality of a situation correctly or inaccurately. So if you think that the spots look targeted, that's because our brain automatically divides the page into 4 quadrants. Sometimes our brain works in very amazing ways. But if you draw the page in another method, diagonally across, you will see that it is actually random. So this tells you that our brain sometimes will take the automatic route to save energy. You have to make the conscious effort to overcome this autopilot mode, because what is autopilot may not be always correct. And another advice is not to use another person's ruler to measure your own milestones. So how can we do that? You have to reframe your thinking, and I usually like to use visual illusions to demonstrate this example for students. So one of these is a 3D visual illusion. You can see the whole video on Instagram. Because of copyrights, I will not show it here. No matter where you move, the house looks as if it is moving as well, even though you can see that it is a fake plastic a fake object. Then if you think that the cat and the bucket is hovering in the air, look carefully. It's actually just a shadow. So our mind plays tricks on us sometimes. You might think that other people are gossiping about you, but perhaps they are just talking about something else and subconsciously looking in your direction. Students tell me that this photo looks like blood vessels or some chemical photograph. But if I tell you that they are metal utensils on a purple towel, you will see it in a different manner, and which is the reality of it and not what your mind initially tells you. So there are some examples that I will not go into detail, but you can pause the video and take a closer look. Test yourself before you review the answer. So if you think that the legs look wet or look shiny and shimmery, then you have to look again. What is the truth? And if you think, for every person that I've asked, what is this photo about? They tell me it is the night sky on the beach. Everyone really needs a vacation. Then this is another example. So if you feel that right now your life is very dark and gloomy, filled with negative thoughts, then you have to see for every bad black cloud, there is always some gap. You can call it silver lining, you can call it white lining. Among the white lining, there is hope. So some situations might look difficult, challenging, impossible even, but if you stand back and see it from another perspective, you will realize that things are not always what they seem, just like all the visual illusions that we have gone through. Not just visual illusions, sometimes our hearing can be wrong also. So you can find that video online. And facing the same threat, different people, given your years of experience, how you were brought up, uh, your education level, you might problem solve differently. All of them can work. There is no one right way to do certain things. Like an architect builds the nails in one manner, a developer builds it another way. Stress is a good thing because if there is too little stress, then you will be very bored, you're underwhelmed, understimulated. Of course, too much is not good, but without stress, it is hard to move forward. Stress is a motivating emotion to push you to do certain things. So in psychological research, they have found that neither downwards nor upwards comparison with others is healthy for your own self. So downward means you compare to someone who is less fortunate than you. Upwards means you are comparing yourself to those who are privileged. What's important is you compare with your own past, what you have done, how you have managed to overcome all the challenges. Some of us, we are afraid of failures. If you are afraid of failure, remember that mistakes are just a passing phase. They are not permanent. They do not define your life. Mistakes are there to help us learn and move on. If someone doesn't make mistake all the time, their life is smooth sailing, you can imagine how boring that will be. Then in Asian society, many people are afraid to lose face or be embarrassed. In psychology, they have done research to show that there's this phenomenon called the spotlight effect, where your brain will automatically perceive other people to be paying attention to yourself, as if you're under the spotlight. But remember, everyone has their own issues, has their own difficulties to go through. They can be quite absorbed in themselves to pay attention to other people. So even if they are really looking at you, you have to weigh the importance of courage, getting the task done no matter whether you are embarrassed or not, versus fear, being safe, being not embarrassed, which is more important. Quite a lot of people, they are afraid of changes, but as you have heard, change is the only constant in life. So you have to ready your mind that no matter what lemons are thrown in your way, you have to come up with alternatives. And if you have learned theater or drama, you might have heard of the word ad-libbing. So you have to improvise with whatever resources you have at that point in time. Charles Darwin, the creator of evolution theory, he observed that it is not the strongest or the most intelligent of the species that have survived millions of years, but the one that is most adaptable to change. That means no matter what your circumstances are, how technology advanced, you are able to adapt and adjust your sales accordingly. Then, if you're afraid of rejection, maybe you apply to a particular company that you really like, but they did not accept you. Think of the bigger picture. What's the worst that can happen? Even if they don't accept you, it doesn't mean that you can't do it, but perhaps they are not the right organization for you. And don't dwell too long on the closed door that you miss another open window that could be nearby. So this is a very good infographic created by this Instagram account. You can take a look at it. Sometimes we are stressed by the goals that we set for ourselves, and many students, especially the guys, they feel that serving national service or going to ITE will delay them. But remember that everyone is running their own marathon. It's not a sprint. So even if you take a few more years to graduate than someone else, other people along the way, things happen to them, they might stop as well. Almost everyone I know has taken some break at some point in time. It could be a gap year, it could be a sabbatical, either to further their studies. Not everyone has to take master's degree, but people who choose to, they may have to forego 2 years of work to study a full-time master's, or they take part-time masters. That means they have to sacrifice their personal time after work, still go and study, go for exams. Some people, they want to start a family, they might take some time off work to spend more time with their children, or go on maternity leave. Some people, they are grieving over loss, or they might have caregiving duties for their parents that doesn't allow them to be able to concentrate on work. They also have to take time off. So all these things will happen to us throughout life. It is normal, and nobody will keep going all the way non-stop until they die. So don't worry about you lagging behind right now. Think about all the small steps you take. This is a simple multiplication to show you small steps can have great outcomes. Then it is good to take a break if you feel overwhelmed. There are many different ways you can do so. So some people have shared with me some things they like to do besides listening to music, exercise, whatever works for you. Some people like to pop the bubble wraps. They feel that it let them go on autopilot mode. They do not have to think too much. Some people, they enjoy baking. One of my boss, she is like a tai. She has domestic helper, doesn't need to do house chores. She actually enjoys ironing clothes because she finds it very therapeutic. So for me, I hate ironing. So you have to come up with your own distressing method. Then in psychology, research has shown that if you smell a citrus scent, something like orange, it helps to reduce anxiety. So the next time you need to go for interview and you feel nervous, you can bring some citrus scented essential oil or eat a citrus sweet before you enter the interview room. You might have heard from the older adults, your parents, to tell you to have a good diet. So this is a good habit to start. Health might not be very important to you when you're young, but it accumulates over time. So good to eat everything in moderation, have a colorful diet. When you eat cai fan the next time, or nasi padang, try to order different kinds of food, because the different colors in vegetables and fruits, they contain different kinds of nutrients. And drink more water, stay hydrated. It not just improves your health but your skin complexion as well. Then there are different types of rest you need. If you feel that you sleep a lot but still feel very lethargic every day, then you can use the sleep calculator. You can scan the QR code on the screen, which helps you to plan what time to sleep so that you will not wake up in the middle of a deep sleep or REM cycle. Then you make you feel very groggy. It is good to have a routine. So that means maybe before your bedtime, don't scroll through the phone, maybe read a piece of news or read a book. Then have similar sleep and waking hours even during weekends and school holidays. And if you are going to cross the road, try to take the stairs and not the lift. Let the lift reserve for someone else who really needs it. You climb the overhead bridge is less than one story, so it's good form of exercise. And these are the different colors of the fruits and vegetables and what kind of nutrients they carry. So if you have insomnia, difficulty falling asleep, you can take a look at this Instagram page, and as well as the comments other people share about what they do to help them. Try out different methods because different things will work for different people. Lastly, how you speak to yourself is very important. You might have come across this incident 2 or 3 years ago where this sports player, because she didn't get a gold medal, she started hating on the sport. My advice to her and to you, if you share the same sentiments, is that if anger doesn't improve the situation, best to let it go. Don't hold on to it. This another sports person, how he persevered and didn't give up, and how he managed to finish the race. So you can watch this online. Then sometimes if you take a longer route than other people, remember what is the most important to you in life. It's not always being the fastest that means you are successful. In another video, I've shared how not doing things too fast can actually be beneficial. Then this movie is The Pursuit of Happiness. It's a very meaningful movie. If you are able to find different clips of it on YouTube online, or you can rent the video to watch.